Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us wherever it is that you're watching from here in Rwanda, across Africa, and around the world. It's a pleasure having you join us tonight. I'm Isabel Masozera with my colleague
Sam Kalisa, and this is what makes our top stories tonight. On Wednesday, the First Lady of Rwanda, Her Excellence Jeannette Kagame, attended the launch of 13 new medical programs in Rwanda.
In more news, Prime Minister Dr. Edouard Girine has commended the government, the management of KCB Group for its investment here in Rwanda, especially targeting the youth.
And onto the international scene, the families of kidnapped train passengers in Nigeria are uncertain about their rescue.
Thanks once again for choosing RTV News. On to our top story today. On Wednesday, First Lady of Rwanda, Her Excellency Jeannette Kagame, attended the launch of 13 new medical programs here in Rwanda. Jane Mutoni kicks us off tonight.
This is part of an initiative that will help people in need of medical care to access it easily without traveling abroad. These programs will educate doctors on treating heart diseases for adults and children, cancer for women, kidney treatment, dermatology, and more. Students who will study will have a variety of courses to study and up to a PhD degree. These courses will be taken between 2 and 5 years, depending on the type of treatment course.
This level of care has come at such a crucial time, given the number of Rwandans who travel abroad seeking such services. Despite the existing local demand, the number of qualified professionals, medical specialists on the ground, who are equipped with the right skills to adequately respond to such needs is still low. Hence, the necessity to increase their numbers and capacity through these training programs that we are here to launch today. Seize this opportunity to remind that this is only the first step of an ambitious journey. Given the gaps in the quality and the quantity of the health workforce, it is of crucial importance to join forces in doing all the possible outreach to attract the necessary resources so as to create a healthcare system that is fit to meet all the needs in the country.
The Minister of Health, Dr. Daniel Ngamije, says this program will be offered at a university teaching hospital. Will help patients in need of treatment by specialist doctors.
Your Excellency, First Lady, we are extremely grateful to you for the resource mobilization that we have been undertaking to support the development of the health sector in general and for the National Strategy for Health Profession Development in particular. A good example is the support from Susan Thompson Buffett Foundation through Imbuto Foundation to build the maternity at Kabgayi Hospital. That will be soon completed and will serve as a teaching hospital for doctors, nurses, and midwives. We sincerely appreciate substantial financial and technical support given by Susan Thompson Buffett Foundation to King Faisal Hospital and to the rest of health system.
The new medical curriculum will be taught in collaboration with the University of Rwanda, the Department of Health Education, a teaching hospital, and a partner in the program, Susan Thompson Buffett Foundation. The representative of the organization, Professor Senet Fiseha, says that they have decided to cooperate with Rwanda in the program due to the high number of patients that each doctor attends to. The program comes after Butare University Hospital, CHUK, and Rwanda Military Hospital have entered into an agreement with King Faisal Hospital on the transfer of patients to help eliminate the problem of long-standing surgery appointments. Jane Mutoni, RTV News.
Thank you very much, Jane, for the report. And as we move ahead, Prime Minister Dr. Edouard Girine has commended the management of KCB Group for their investment in Rwanda, especially targeting the youth. He made the remarks at the launch of BPR Bank Rwanda on Wednesday after a merger between KCB Bank Rwanda and Banque Populaire du Rwanda. Take a look.
Let me take this opportunity to congratulate the management of KCB Group that has successfully concluded the merger of the two banks, BPR and KCB Rwanda. into one of the mergers that was carried out smoothly and the shortest time possible.
That was the governor of the Central Bank of Rwanda, John Rwangonga, while presiding over the merging of KCB Bank Rwanda and Banque Populaire du Rwanda, forming the BPR Bank. Prime Minister Dr. Edouard Ngirente commended the management of KCB Group for their investment in Rwanda, especially targeting the youth.
In all this journey of banking sector development, I would like to commend the Kenya Commercial Bank, KCB Group, for continued investment of resources in Rwanda. We commend the bank's corporate social responsibility and sustainability initiatives that have enabled the young Rwandans to access technical and vocational skills in partnership with the Ministry of Youth. 450 youth have been trained under the KCB Igire program to date, which we expect to continue under the new BPR Bank, driving the agenda for the community empowerment.
Dr. Patrick Njoroge, governor of the Central Bank of Kenya, noted that the merger between BPR and KCB Bank Rwanda is in line with the vision of having a single African market, especially in the financial service sector.
So this transaction is a significant milestone as we integrate the East African community and more broadly rolling out the African Continental Free Trade Area.
Andrew Kairu, chairman of the board of directors of KCB Group, assured customers of a positive change in the services they receive.
Amongst many other products and services that we have in the pipeline to ensure that those who are underbanked, those who are unbanked, those who are far away from brick and mortar can access banking services. So you will see change. It will no longer be the BPR that you knew, it will no longer be the KCB Rwanda that you knew. Each had its own segments that they focused on. We want to create a universal bank that will address the needs of our various customers and bring in best practice.
The chairman of the board of directors of BPR Bank commented on this latest development and the way forward.
We used to have BPR Bank, our women bank, a total self-standing department in that institution focused on serving women, and it had fallen by the wayside. We will rely on a group to support us to create products that are focused not only on women, but SMEs and the youth, the future of this country. So that community focus is going to be strengthened and reinforced.
BPR has been the largest bank of customer base and enriching many parts of the country, and KCB Bank is best known for its digital services. Following the acquisition, BPR Bank Rwanda is now the second biggest bank in the country, employing 1,300 people with a total asset base of 648 billion Rwandan francs.
In more news, the plenary session of the Chamber of Deputies has decided to summon the Minister of Environment to comment on issues that have been identified in the country's land services, including public plots that are not registered under the right owners, land deeds that are not issued to proper owners after being certified, and delays in land services in general. We have the details.
Among the many issues covered in this report on land management in Rwanda, the report states that there are 421 land cases as the government relocated people from those lands for public interest, but the land not being registered with the state. There are 347 land titles that were yet to be issued in 2011 and 2012 that are still stored, which were not issued to the owners, and there is the issue of delay in providing land services to communities, whereby in 7 districts there was a delay in providing land services between 30 and 689 days. These are some of the residents of Gasabo district, one of the 13 districts visited by this group of MPs.
Another issue concerning land title, you find that a person's land is measured and he or she trusts that it has been registered to them. Later to find that their UPI is registered to the other person's land next to them, and when they seek corrections, they are asked to pay for the registration transfer fee, yet they have been paying taxes for the same land.
As you can see, the house needs repairing, but I'm not allowed to repair it, and it's really bothering us. The toilet gets full, and I'm not permitted to reconstruct it. I'm a widow. Recently, the house collapsed on me, and I'm not even permitted to repair it. After submitting this report to the plenary session of the Chamber of Deputies, some of them have expressed interest in summoning various ministers due to the land management issues. Despite the proposal that numerous ministers be summoned, the plenary session decided to summon only the Minister of Environment. The Minister of Trade and Industry is being required to quickly address the issues of people that are living in the industrial area in Muhanga that haven't received their compensations, yet it's been long since they were registered, hence they are not allowed to repair their houses, and they are affected by the industrial gases, noise from the industries, and the ministry is required to address this in not more than 6 months. The Legislative Chamber of Deputies is required to summon the Minister of Environment to appear before the plenary session of the Chamber of Deputies to comment on the issues in land management and use, and to be done in not more than 6 months. Environmental expert Dr. Maniragawa Abias says that the challenges to the implementation of the master plan of Kigali City are due to the fact that it arrived after people had settled, whereas in other countries, people inhabit according to the master plan.
Urban planning and land use go hand in hand because when a master plan is released, it shows the location and intended use. One of the things we often see in Kigali is that a master plan is released after people have already settled down, and sometimes you find that a person has already established his or her house and the road plan cuts through his or her house, which is likely to happen. So this person will ask for compensation, but then who will offer it, which is an additional expense when it comes to implementing the master plan. Another issue, you find that people are constructing houses in a way that is not in line with the Kigali's master plan. And just like Minema says, you find that people are now living in high-risk zones, and these zones are not made by nature. They are man-made due to not following the master plan, hence contributing to environmental issues as well as housing issues and waste issues.
The members of the commission visited 13 districts across the country from 10th to 15th October 2021. Jane Mutoni, RTV News.
Kigali City authorities have noted that there should be collaboration in fighting corruption that is still being found in service provision. Gislaine Mugwaneza filed this report.
Residents say they face a number of challenges when seeking land services.
We spend more time at the sector's office and they tell us to find our land documents, and we spend much time doing that. They once came and told us that the districts wants to pay and we stay in that cloud.
I have a problem that they took my land and built school in it and did not give me land compensation. What I want is to get the compensation in recognition of my plot of land. Services related to housing, security and land are among those that have been cited as having a lot of corruption. The chairperson of Transparency International Rwanda, Marie Immaculée Ingabire, is stressing that there should be proper enforcement of the law concerning such matters. The problem is the nature of the law. They tell you that Kigali City is in charge of providing documents. That is true. One Stop Center provides that. But the sector agronomist is the one to allow you and support you from constructing. And the village committee we have so many authorities. But where the will is, there are challenges. If there is a suspect and you even have evidence going before the court, depends on the judge. Sometimes they acquit them immediately and they return to their work when they are public servants. Let's practice zero tolerance, as we keep saying. Kigali City Mayor Prudence Ruwingisa is emphasizing that all levels of authorities should start providing good services without asking for corruption.
Through discussions, a resident will be able to know what the law allows and the services they should ask for, where to ask for them, and when to get them. and urged not to give bribes. But again, the officials and authorities, starting from the village level, how do we provide services to residents? There are those that still ask for bribes, or else a resident chooses to offer bribe due to the fact that the service has delayed, or else getting poor service is because there is another thing they asked to do in return. So we have discussed about that.
Figures from the Rwanda Investigation Bureau indicate that in Kigali City, 128 crimes related to corruption were recorded in 2019, 92 in 2020, and they reduced to 64 in 2021, and so far this year, 22 crimes have been recorded. In order to better fight corruption, it was decided during the meeting that anti-corruption committees at the settlement level will be established in the city. Ghislaine Mugwaneza, RTV News.
In more news, a 3-day conference has begun in Rubavu district. It is bringing together accountants and economic specialists. The objective is to exchange ideas on economic development and how to boost it in the district, which has been severely affected by the shockwave of the COVID-19 pandemic. Precious Kirezi brings us this report.
Approximately 200 accountants and economic specialists are sharing their experiences with the aim to find resolutions to boost the economic development that was hindered by COVID.
I'm looking forward to learn more, especially due to the COVID. So I'm looking forward to learn more in order to be more resilient, of course. And of course, when we are resilient, that means we live a sustainable life. So I'm looking forward to sharing experience with different accountants, as well as network, and talk about current issues and how to solve them.
So this symposium is discussing pertinent issues regarding how to enhance sustainability, how to enhance resilience, especially in a digital world. We are discussing very important topics of post, especially COVID, and as we gain recovery, how do we then pick up the lessons learned? How do we incorporate them in the way we work? And how do we as accountants and other professionals then enable our businesses to do much better?
An emphasis was made that financial experts and accountants have an important role in reviving the economy of Rubavu that was hindered by the pandemic, especially if the existing funds are allocated towards upgrading basic infrastructure.
Concerning this, the post-COVID resilience, what we're expecting is that we want to raise awareness for our members who are CPAs, who are helping different organizations to mitigate the impact. One, we are trying to show them the extent to which this pandemic has affected the economy. And then we discuss also the strategies that can be used to help companies recover faster. People can even share experiences because we know different sectors are experiencing this situation differently, but the people can always compare notes and then they see what they can do.
Rwanda currently has 800 professional accountants and 5,000 accounting students. Precious Chilezi, RTV News.
We hope we earned the pleasure of your time. Thank you so much for sticking with us. I am Isabel Masozera.
And my name is Sam Kalisa.
And on behalf of the entire news team here at RBA, thank you so much and have a good night.
Bye.